Hello everybody, my name is Stefano from Labelado, and today we talk about why is packaging necessary? Why do we need packaging? Why was it invented in the first place? Is packaging a sustainable way of transporting, of embellishing, of telling a story, of giving information to customers? Let's find out together. So, first of all, packaging has many forms. You can have boxes, you can have very complicated labels, you can have bags, you can have doy packs, etc. And packaging, its first function, when we're talking about like generic packaging, the very first packaging that we can imagine when humans used to transport stuff from one place to another, you can think about baskets. That is packaging. So you have a single unit which its function is to transport other units of something else. But the very big transformation of the packaging world happened in the last century. Consumer products needed to tell a story, needed to give information, laws were enforced, so the world completely changed. Consumers that need information, they need to understand what kind of product they are purchasing. They need to understand your brand, your idea, what you're trying to give to them compared to your competitors. But is all of this packaging really necessary? Well, from a very linear point of view, you can understand that 100 years ago, like for example the milkman, you didn't have plastic. So there were no bottles of plastics in shops. So you only had glass. You actually had a glass bottle, many glass bottles. You gave them to the milkman, he filled them, and then you got your milk. You clean them and you go back to them. That was very sustainable. So is packaging really like changing the world for the worse? This is a very hot topic in my opinion. The thing is, we are expanding. So we need to put everything in balance. We are expanding. Like compared to the 60s, we are more than two times, we have more than two times the actual population that was there. Like in the 60s, there were like 3 billion people. We are reaching almost 8 billions. So there's an increase of the middle class. People are purchasing more products. The countryside is much more empty. There are more people in the cities where getting food is actually easier, but people have no time anymore. People need to go to their local shop, to the supermarket, or purchase online products. What kind of problem that creates? The need of transport and the need of information, which is delegated between many different intermediaries. When there was the milkman, you interfaced directly with him. There were less rules, so you could probably get some pretty high quality milk. I hope so. You could get your milk maybe without any labels telling you what kind of product was inside of that. The thing is, we are having a more healthier solution as well. So all the information about products are actually for the better, for our health. Also, let's talk about globalization. Globalization made possible that you could get products. You could get products that come from the other side of the world and for cheap. But okay, we've got all of these ideas, but is this sustainable? Well, the answer is yes and no. We are getting better at making packaging that is more renewable or that is compostable. You've seen it probably in the supermarket. You don't see anymore those plastic bags. They are all compostable bags because those are disposable items. And in my opinion, I think all of the possible disposable packaging that doesn't have humid stuff inside, that only needs to do very basic kinds of transportation, needs to become disposable. Plastic, many things are happening in the world of plastic, And while I do agree that plastic itself, like straws, those kind of disposable items that had no point of existing, that is a waste. I think plastic is not going to leave us anytime soon. There are many products that can be only transported and sealed inside of plastic, and there's no material available right now that can actually substitute the use of plastic. The thing is, the same as paper, the same as metal, the same as any other material which is limited on Earth, the same as any other material, we need to balance what we're wasting and how we are reusing it. I think that better systems need to be applied to make the world go in the right direction. But the thing is, packaging is necessary because we are going to expand even more, even if you don't like the idea of it. Well, I wanted to express first my ideas of a sustainable world as the very first part of the video, because we are doing some great steps, but many more need to be taken before we can truly say our expansion is safe and packaging is sustainable. We're always trying to invest time and money into finding out about new kinds of materials which are more recyclable and healthier for the planet. I did a video about 100% recycled paper. I will leave a link in the description if you want to check it out. But I can talk for hours about many other kinds of materials that are out there that can actually make a huge impact on the world. Well, I can tell you that, for example, in Finland, there are companies like UPM, Raflatac, that are producing some materials, actually some plastics. So when you look at them, they look like polypropylene, but the material is not coming from carbon fossils. It's not coming from oil. It is actually coming from the resin of the pines, of the evergreen trees. So those materials are still a bit more expensive than plastic, but I think as soon as the prices come close, we can really switch and come to a new level of seeing materials as plastic. But that's enough with sustainable materials. I want to talk about the other very important thing that you need to know about packaging and why packaging is necessary. Even in the world where we are all distanced and we need to sell with e-commerces or in shops, we need to get the idea of our products out. And yes, social medias, yes, commercial representatives trying to sell your products, that's fine, but that can be time consuming and expensive. The best representative, which is a representative that doesn't even talk, for your products is your packaging. Think about it. You place your brand on top of the packaging. When a customer sees your product on a shelf, maybe he is not willing to buy it yet, but he sees it, he starts communicating with your company. And when he buys it, he's got it in the kitchen, on the table where other people are seeing it, they're going to talk about it. So packaging is a branding tool, a very important branding tool. And the interesting part is that compared to other kinds of medias, packaging is one of the cheapest. Even if you're trying to do like a luxurious kind of packaging, compared to the actual cost of producing the product or like selling and transporting it into other markets, packaging many times can actually be cheaper. So I think that packaging is always a great investment, especially if you're mindful of its effectiveness. You can be very creative with packaging, and there are many ways of seeing new kind of packaging. You need to get inspired. You can go online. Your packaging, even if the packaging is not on a shelf, your packaging is in online photos, is in e-commerces. Your packaging is always out there talking for you. Why packaging is necessary? Because your packaging is one of the first reasons why customers decide to buy your products the very first time they see it compared to others. 71% of customers, when they are in front of a shelf, in front of pictures of a product, they are watching two things if they never tasted any one of those products. Number one, reviews. So if other people are actually seeing it, or social proofing, if someone has influenced them to buy them. It can be an influencer or even their friends or their parents. And secondly, the packaging. So if you have a packaging that makes sense with the idea of your product, if you're expressing right informations, if you're entertaining your customer, you will sell. I hope that you guys have enjoyed this video. Remember to subscribe to this channel and hit the notification bell so you won't miss any future videos about packaging, e-commerce, design, and how to improve the perception of your products. Hit the like button, share this video with your friends and colleagues, and as always, love you all. Ciao!